Welcome back to Vasily's Garage. Today we're going to be working on my 2000 Dodge Ram 1500. We're going to replace the steering box on it. It has a lot of slop. Let me get some tools and we'll get after it. All right, here we are under the truck. First, let me say this is not a how-to video to change the steering box. This is a how I'm doing it video. Your choices may be different. So first off, I'm going to drop the sway bar so we can get some room between the pitman arm. See, the pitman arm puller is not going to fit between the sway bar and the pitman arm. So let me get that sway bar down. Or not. And it's going to hit the camera. Let me move that. Now let's get the pitman arm nut. I'm using an 1 5/16". I think it's a metric, but I don't have a metric that goes up that high. Worked just fine. Then stop and reconsider. There it comes. Okay. Don't let it fall on your head. See, I've got the fluid draining right now. Took the return line off the steering box, going to the cute little fluid cooler, power steering fluid cooler. I'm gonna let this drain, then we'll pick it back up when this is done. All right, that's drained mostly. What I'm gonna do next is get the steering coupler loose. It's a 13 millimeter. I've got the steering wheel held in place with the bungee cord up there, so hopefully it won't turn too much on us. Let's do this with some speed. Set that to the side. Slow process, work it back and forth. All right, coupling is loose. Now we'll take the high pressure line off of the steering gear. Low pressure line actually is this one that's mounted on the gear. We'll just leave it, take it off when we get it out of the truck. These lines are 18 millimeters. See if that's loose enough by hand. Yep. All right. That line is out of the way. Now let's just get the 3 mounting bolts on the other side of the steering box, on the other side of the frame. Now get ready for it, because it's going to be heavy. There she goes. Steering box removed. All right. Got the old one out, laying on the floor next to the replacement. From what I can tell, they look the same. Same mounting holes, same fluid, same input. I've already counted the turns on this to make sure it's centered right now. So whenever we change over these lines, the new one did come with O-rings to fit on the lines too. So let me get that put in and we'll pick it up when I start slapping this back in there. All right, let's get this new one shoved up in here and get a bolt holding it. There's one. It really goes smoother when you have 2 people. All right. Run the bolts up. click. That's tight. Now let me get this return line plugged back up so it quits dripping on me. This bolt out. Go ahead and get our pressure line hooked up. Don't forget, use a new O-ring. Get it started by hand. Tight. Tight. Let's go ahead and get the coupling back on it. Yeah, let me fiddle with this for a minute. Well, that took a little more violence and cursing than it should have, but it was lined up. Just had to use a hammer and tap it on. That's good and tight. Next, let's get the pitman arm back on it. Yeah, that looks like manufacturer spec. All right, all I've got left is to put the sway bar back up, and I will pick y'all up when that's completed. And all right, there you go. That's the power steering gear replaced in the Dodge Ram. Now what you didn't see me do is fill up the reservoir, and with the front wheels off the ground, turn the steering wheel lock to lock a bunch of times. Check the fluid, add if you need to, which you probably will. Work it back and forth again with the engine off and the front wheels off the ground. Then whenever you're satisfied with that fluid level, go ahead and I set the truck down, started the engine, worked it back and forth, lock to lock again, recheck the fluid. Everything's great. No leaks. Job well done. Next on the agenda for this truck, front end alignment, because I've replaced all the steering gear under it now. Control arms, ball joints, you name it, it's been replaced. And then we'll put this thing back on the road. Thanks for watching.